So, share screen. All right, just give me a thumbs up if you can see the PowerPoint. Oh, perfect. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the slideshow, so I may not be able to see you. Oh, no, I can. I wanted to start the call with this quote. Put blinders on to those things that conspire to hold you back, especially the ones in your own head. And I think this is so true for all of us, that no matter if you're rocking your business or you're just beginning, I feel like so often we can get stuck in our own minds and not building ourselves up, but having negative self-talk. So just wanted to put that out there first. So if you do not know me, my name is Jenny Bobo, to some people. And I am going to actually be doing the call revolving around a podcast I listen to called Your Virtual Upline. If you do not listen to it, I would highly recommend you writing it down and check it out. So this is highlights from episode 11. So start treating your business like a job. And so whether you are a newbie and this is your first call, welcome. We're so glad to have you. Or if you have been coaching for a while, I feel like this is just a reminder for all of us. Oh, it went away. I don't know why there was lines, but anyways. Okay, so what would your boss say if you didn't show up to work? Probably the first time you didn't show up, they would give you a little grace. The second time, you make it a write-up. The third time, you probably would not be employed anymore. So moving forward with this business, you have to think, if I had a boss, what would they say if I didn't do my work? You are in total control of your destiny. So if you want to put in 5 minutes a day to your business, probably not going to move very quickly. But if you hit the ground running every morning and giving it your all, you're probably going to be a rock star. So when someone asks you, sorry, I'm just going to check these because I don't know if y'all are talking to me. Oh, thanks. Okay. Oops. Get away. Sorry. Should not have clicked that. I don't know how to go back. Okay. So when someone asks you, what do you do for work? How do you answer it? Do you say, oh, I just have like this little side gig, or I have a part-time coaching job? Probably not many of us will admit this, but I have a sometimes business. And when he said this, I was like, this is so true, and we probably don't admit it. But his points were that when it's convenient, I have this business, or when the kids are behaving, or when I'm excited, that's when I work the business. So just something to think about. Or do you answer it, I am my own boss, and you're excited and you are passionate and you know that you're doing the work to move it forward. So one was to show up every day. So moving on to that, if it's important, that you will make time for it. So I know some people out there have either planned to have kids, or maybe you had a surprise baby, but it's not like you sat around saying, oh, we have so much time on our hands, how should we fill it up? We probably should get kids, so we have no time. No, you have kids, you love them, and you make time for them. Some of us don't have, little babies right now. We have fur babies. So they have appointments, they need attention, and you make time for them because you care about them. Other people may have hobbies that require a lot of time and dedication. Marathon runners, triathletes, or maybe you're a bowling league. I don't know. But you made time for that because you care about it and it's important to you. So moving forward, maybe this is how you already are, but you obviously are on this call right now because this business is important to you. And so just keep in mind when you're not wanting to work it or not wanting, making excuses, just remember this is important to me and it is worth making the time. Be sure to prioritize your day. So know that you have to work this business at some point. So you just have to figure out, when is that going to be? When can I squeeze in those extra moments throughout the day to send invites, to follow up with people, to post on social media? This point really stood out to me. We judge others by their actions, but judge ourselves by our intentions. So often we can say, oh yeah, I'm going to kill it today and I'm going to invite 20 people. Well, that's what I had in mind. But at the end of the day, did I do that? Maybe not. But I had good intentions, so it's okay. But in reality, we have to hold ourselves to the standards we set for others. So maybe you're a new coach, and that is awesome. Again, welcome. But once you start adding on new coaches, think about what standards do you have for them and be the example to them. Like if your standard's up here for them, then you should be setting that standard up there for yourself. All right. Number 2 on the podcast was accountability for our activity. So who holds you accountable just like your boss would at work? So is it your significant other, friends, fellow coaches, other business owners? I know I have a good friend that is a Rodan and Fields rep. I don't even know if I said it right because I feel like every time I say it wrong. But anyways, we have met up a couple times, and I had talked to her about, do they have accountability partners? Do they have push partners? And they said that some ladies in their group actually have people that aren't Rodan and Fields. They may be a Beachbody coach or maybe someone else. So just know that maybe if you haven't found someone in this group that you've clicked with, maybe try a different area and you'll get a new perspective on being your own boss. These are my tips, though, when finding that person to hold you accountable. So be open and honest with them. Share your struggles with them. I know in another one of his podcasts, he said, and I forgot what the quote was, but if you have negative stuff, share it up. And if you have positive stuff, share it down. So for your online coaches, you're only talking about the good things in the business. For all your negative stuff, that is meant for your accountability partner or your upline or someone that's equal with you, just so that you're setting the tone for your downline. Maybe do a test run. So go on a blind date with your accountability partner, set up a Zoom call and just see what their goals are, share what your goals are, and see if y'all are on the same page with that. I think that's it. So, continuing on the accountability. So what are your hours or daily tasks? I think it was, and for those of y'all that don't know, I've been a coach for a little over a year now, and I think it's when there was a new coach boot camp, that was one of the assignments, to break down your hours, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I said I was going to do it, and I never did, because it just, I don't know, for whatever reason, it just scared me that I had to give these set hours, and what if I didn't do them or what have you. So something that I actually just created, and hopefully, I don't know if y'all, well, I'll share it at the end, but basically it's a daily task list, because for some of us, our schedules are all over the place. And you may not know what your schedule looks like the next day. So for example, on Mondays, I do my priority list. I send happies from our challenge group. I write cards to our challengers, get people's measurements and check on my husband's downline. So every Monday, that's what I do. So breaking it up that way, so that way throughout the week, you can tackle some of those big things. But every single day, it is a priority list. So share your hours, especially with your downline and your significant other. So that way, if you are a new coach, your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or girlfriend is not wondering why you're spending 2 hours on Facebook or social media. They know, like, these are my set business hours, and that's when I need to strictly focus on that. Or at least think about it every single day. So Jessica had shared last week that she scheduled an off day, so where she may not, please correct me if I'm wrong at the end, but maybe she doesn't send invites that day, but she's still active on social media. She's still doing her Shakeology, but she's not so focused on the business. Let's see. How are you tracking your activity? So whether you have daily check-ins with someone, a quick shout out to my Team Cup Mashup girls. They were amazing during our Team Cup, and we had a group chat. So every day we were literally talking all day long, just sharing tips and tools and like suggestions. I've done a Team Cup before where we had to take a picture of our tracker every single day. So even though Team Cup's not going on, and you may not know what Team Cup is, but maybe you just form a group of you and like 3 other coaches that every day y'all are checking in on each other. Logging your hours. I remember someone did a call a while back saying, you know, for 1 week, write down every single time you were active in your business, and then look back at that week and say, I'm either wasting a ton of time just scrolling through Facebook, or wow, I'm being super productive with my time. As I'm sure y'all know, there are a ton of checklists on Team VIP, so do not recreate the wheel. Go on there, find one that works for you. Okay, develop a business plan. So what is your big picture? So take that and break it down. I just gave an example. So say you want to be a 5-star diamond. So then you have to break it down. So I have to bring on X amount of coaches a month. Then I have to break that down. So I need to be sharing the business opportunity daily, weekly, sending out so many invites, doing sneak peeks, just so that way you're setting yourself up for success for later on. Set a goal, how many new challengers you want a month. So, and think about, okay, if I send 10 invites and I'm only getting 1 person to say yes, then I probably need to send like 60 or 100 invites in a month, so that way I can get 6 to 10 new challengers. What kind of daily schedule do you have to build and grow your team and business? So again, my personal log, I will show you all at the end, just showing how kind of spacing it all out. Do you have a contact list? So in the New Coach Bootcamp, I believe right now you have to make a list of 25 people. Something that I've been sharing with my new coaches is think about anyone you would invite to your wedding or did invite to your wedding, a birthday party, a bridal shower, a baby shower, whatever it is. If that person is important enough in your life to come to your wedding, then that person should be important enough for you to change their health. Just think about that. So that's your foundation, and then make sure you are constantly adding on to that. In the podcast, he calls it the target list, and really get to know those people. So that way you build that relationship and you can grow from there. If they don't want in, they will more likely lead you to someone. Keep you in mind for the future. And I put when it's the right time. So often I know people say, oh, it's just not the right time, or I'm just so busy, or what have you. My suggestion is to at least, follow up with one more question after that. And if they're just not interested, for me personally, I let it go and then follow up with them later on. But if someone's going to join my challenge group, I want them to get awesome results and believe in the program. And if they're not in the right headspace, more than likely they're not going to get those results that they really are wanting and that they deserve. But what's awesome is by planting the seed, hopefully they will reach out to you later. And always ask for referrals. So whether it's someone that said no or even a current person, I don't think there's anything wrong with dropping that out there that, you know, do you have someone that would maybe be interested in joining us in the next group and being able to continue this journey with you, because you're doing so awesome. And I think you're so inspiring. And I do give a little happy. So if you're new and you don't know what happy is, it's basically just a little something to show appreciation. So sometimes I give bigger happies if they do sign up for a challenge pack like the Fix 8 cooking book, but it could just be something simple like a sample of Hydrate or whatever you think appeals to them. Okay, tip number 4, and this is the final tip: schedule everything. If it's not scheduled, it's more than likely not going to happen. So whether you have a paper calendar like me, because I am old school and that's just how my brain works, on your phone, making an Excel sheet, whatever works for you, put it down. Schedule everything every day. How many hours are you working every day? So whether you're working 30 minutes or 5 hours, you need to have a plan. And know when you're taking care of business. So if that means every Wednesday you reach out to every challenger, awesome, wonderful, you have it down. So this is one of his tips, was plan it out the night before or the morning of. So going into the next day, you're knowing like, okay, I'm following up with these people. I'm going to post about this, this, and this. I know Jen had shared a couple weeks ago, like this or probably a couple months ago, really awesome calendar that she has for social media. So she knows exactly what she's talking about every single day. Going back to your checklist. And then if you don't knock it out, move it to the next day. So what I actually do in my paper calendar is I'll write down what I'm supposed to do and put a little line next to it. So when I get it done, I just check it off. So that way at the end of the week, I can see as the week's going, oh yeah, I really need to remember to do what I was supposed to do on Monday. So I loved this question. And he said that you should ask yourself this at the end of every day. If everyone on my team did what I did today, and then this is the question I put in, how many lives would have been changed? And this was his question, was how much money would I have made? And it is so true. So again, if you don't have anyone underneath you, that's okay, but start creating those habits now. By doing those actions, you're going to attract people that will hopefully do those same actions. Okay, so be honest with yourself. When you're asking yourself this question, be truthful. So if your answer is not so much, then you need to ask yourself why. And this is the truth bomb that he threw out there, and I hope I do not offend anyone if your answer is I didn't make any money or not so much, because I am speaking to myself too. So it's not anyone else, it's you. It's not your downline that's causing you not to make any money. I mean, partially it can be, but not really, because you should be duplicating. They should be duplicating what you're doing by showing them. It's not a family member. So he, on the podcast, he had said, you know, if you have a spouse that's not supportive, don't blame it on them. Find those hidden windows. I know I told one of my coaches, okay, well, before you head home, sit in your work parking lot and send out your invitations before you drive home. Like, I hope your spouse isn't listening now, but you will find a way. And it's not your upline's fault either. So I think Jessica and Raquel are a perfect example that their upline really didn't do anything for them. And look at us now, Team VIP. Thank you. Once you have it figured out, it's time to change it up and just move forward. Alrighty, friends. So this is my challenge for all of us. So first, send your hours or your daily task log to your upline. Like I said, this is something that I avoided. So if that just means you're saying like every Monday I'm doing this, every Tuesday I'm doing this, just so they know kind of where you're spacing out your business. Find an accountability partner or person. So again, it doesn't have to be a team VIP coach, but it definitely needs to be someone that's going to be supportive, that will hold you accountable, and that you can be open and honest with. Break down your big picture. So my goal is to be a 5-star diamond by the end of the year. And so when we did a training, they said I need to be a 2-star diamond by Summit. So then I've broken it down from there. So my coaches have a goal of being a diamond by May 4th. So taking that big picture and just funneling it down. Find a planner that works for you. Again, I am so old school and I have paper and that works for me, but it may not work for you. So just find what works for you. And if y'all don't do any of those, this would be my number one thing that you do every day. If everyone on my team did what I did today, and then you fill it in, how many lives would have been changed, or how much money would I made, or how close would I be to my goal, or whatever it is. But anyways, that is my challenge for us. And that, my friends, is the end. I'm just going to hop over to this really fast. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see my Excel sheet? No, I only see 4 people. So
thumbs up, thumbs up.
Perfect. So this is, I have like what I need to do around the house, and then priority list or your checklist, your power, whatever it may be. So I just have it broken down.
Who?
Out to Anne. Oh, we have 2 chicks in a crock pot. No big deal. Have to do that. Anyway, so this has just helped me get organized and kind of move forward with my business. So, that is it, friends. Are there any questions?
I love that whole ask yourself that question.
I know, isn't it?
Such a freaking gut check. I'm like, oh, crap.
I know.
What have I done today?
Yeah, but it's so true. It's if all of my coaches underneath me and all the coaches underneath them did what I did today, I mean, they would have some Jesus in their life, so that's good. I went to church. Yeah.
So true.
Anything?
Jenny, I loved this so much. This was so amazing. I have 2 things that stood out to me. Number 1, I love your breaking up your big tasks and making them on a specific day. I think that is such a good idea and would help me to not be as overwhelmed with like all of the things that I need to do. Cause like I have a very clear like Sunday, this is what I do on Sundays to get ready for the week. But I think it would help so much to have like every single day, this is what I do. And then it's routine and it's so much less overwhelming. So I love that. And then I don't know why I've never done this, but asking your current challengers for referrals, like that's such a good idea. Like even if because there's so many people that, you have that conversation with them about, next steps for them and inviting them to the coaching opportunity and things like that. But some people, that's not what they want. But there are people in their lives that if they were a coach, they would be helping. But if they don't want to coach, then you could help them. So I loved that. That was such a good idea. And I was like writing furiously. Good.
Yay.
Good job.
Thank you.
It was so good.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jack.
No, I was just going to say, Jenny, it was amazing. Like, I definitely make sure you get that recording up and like post it and blast it, because I feel like it was such a good gut check, but super action item. So like, here's where you're at. You can actually tangibly do this and ask yourself these questions to move forward instead of just being motivated, but then not really having anything to do with it. you had super great action, like loved it. Your contact list is such a good idea. If you would invite them to your wedding or birthday party, they should be in your challenge groups. Such a good idea. Awesome call.
Thank you. Is that it? I don't think there's anything. I think all the questions got answered. So yeah. Oh, the weekly spreadsheet. I just did it on Excel. I mean, I'm sure you could do it on like Google, but I just did Excel for my track. Okay, friends. Well, thank y'all for hopping on. I will turn it over to Jessica and Raquel. I don't know if y'all have any important announcements that y'all need to make.
So we have our 3-day sneak peek into coaching starts on Tuesday. So it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's on the calendar, but in case you've forgotten, you still have time to add people to it. You'll see the link to the group go up in Team VIP either late tonight or early tomorrow morning. So
It's actually still the same link as the old one. So sorry you can't see me. I don't know why my computer hates me, but it's the same link as our old 3-day sneak peek. So all the old people, we're not removing them. So maybe they just need to go see this stuff one more round. So you kind of already have a link, but we'll make sure to post it there too.
Yeah, so that starts on Tuesday, and then we have a preseason week starting tomorrow and a day one starting on Monday. Is there anything else, y'all, that I'm forgetting?
Is the 3-day sneak peek a group or is it a event?
It's a group. It's a group, not an event. And so that's why, so with the group, it'll stay that way. So people won't get kicked out, and we'll just, we just delete and redo, so that if we have some prospects, they'll constantly see it until they either leave the group or decide they're ready to change their life.
So I'm pretty sure you literally just gave us this information, but where's the link going to be at?
I'll share it like in 2 seconds. I'll put on TV.
Okay. Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome.
We also have boot camp on day one starting tomorrow as well on your calendar. Wait,
No.
just kidding. No. I'm a week behind. We're on week 2 of boot camp.
I was like, no, we're not ready for that yet, Jessica.
We're not ready. My brain's on fire, but I think that is everything.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any other questions, comments, or concerns? Feeling fabulous?
When's the next retreat?
October 7th, 6th. What's the date? I put the save the date on the March calendar.
For a VIP rally?
Yes,
VIP
rally will be that. So the Saturday event will give you more information as we get going. But since you asked, the Saturday will be like a full day event. It'll be a ton of training. We'll also have some fun stuff on Friday that you can qualify for. And we'll put those qualifications up for little treats that we'll be taking you out for that you can qualify to attend. But everybody should be there for this Saturday. It'll be such good training from your Team VIP leaders, and we're super, super excited.
Well, the only other announcement that I have is Super Saturday and Super Sunday.
You awesome ladies.
What's that now? What'd you say, Stephanie?
Will there be a live streaming? Because I'd love to hear it. But I know
No, you get your butt down south.
I'm going to fly you in, Stephanie, because you're going to be a diamond and you'll be coming in anyway. So, yes, you'll be there.
I am going to be a diamond.
So go ahead and just mark that on your calendar.
Stephanie, you're a coach away from diamond. I don't think it's going to be October before you.
You just have to hold it until then.
I think it's safe to say.
She will. She's
With the way I've been going, we could totally.
Star diamond because Kristen is rocking it too. I don't know if she's on this call. Only other thing that I wanted to add is Super Saturday and Super Sunday is coming up. In Austin, I believe it's a Super Sunday, April 9th. So if you're local in the Austin area, we would love to see you there. I know we have a ton of coaches in Dallas, but basically no matter where you are in the country, there is a Super Saturday or Super Sunday event. So you can just Google it. I mean, I'm sure it's in the Coach Online office, but I feel like I just use Google more than I use that. And it'll take me to where I need to be. But definitely encourage you to go to that. Because it's great. It's great to connect with other coaches, to learn from other coaches. That's where you get the big announcements. So hopefully encourage you to start looking into that. It's usually like $10 or $15, super cheap, but great information. And it's just a great way to connect with other people. So
if you have any
If you-
questions on that, you can ask us, but hopefully you will make it a point to go to one of yours in your area.
The one in Dallas, I'll just let you guys know, is also on Sunday. It's going to be a Super Sunday, April 9th, and it starts at 1 p.m. But like she said, it's a Coach 411 link. So if you do a Google search for Super Sunday or Super Saturday, it'll be a Coach Team Beachbody Coach 411 link.
And someone said in the chat, they wanted to know, it's on, for Austin, it's on Sunday. And just so y'all know, it is Palm Sunday, but yeah.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks, friends, for hopping on.
Y'all have a wonderful day. See you on
You
the
too.
social